Alright, welcome my allies from all around to another live stream. I was about to say video, but it's not real. Well, it's going to be a video eventually, I guess, but right now it's a live stream. We have ourselves a nice little chat here, which I actually haven't pulled up yet. Good news is I have posted all my stuff to my social media, so you don't have to sit through me, going through that again to be able to try and worry about that. But yeah, this is part 2 in which we are going through playing Aztech Labs, a map I created and one that I'm going to probably be able to tell a bit of secrets about, maybe something. I wonder if my restream chat's actually working at the moment because I just tested to see if it would display, but I'm not 100% certain that that's what's happening right now. So if I go ahead and maybe like reset it or something, or like hide it and then make it visible again, maybe it will then be able to be available, but I really don't know. Anyway, for now, I'm going to just kind of be randomly testing that in the background, but for now we gotta be able to continue on. So what was our refresher? We got the mission for the Imulanu rabbit because we had just finished getting the Vite flesh for Dr. Martin. So he said, "Ah, what a fine specimen of flesh. I'll make good use of this, but I need more. I need a rabbit. Not just any rabbit, but the Imulanu rabbit. It's necessary for the improvement of muscle movement in the body. I need it. Do whatever you can to obtain it. It should be inside the mansion. The owner is on vacation and it is the perfect time to take it right now. To go on this mission, you will need to go to the janitorial sector. You may have seen this sector when exploring the agricultural department, but now I will unlock it for you. This time, the tube deposit will be directly next to the portal. You may enter and exit from the same portal in this mission. Intern Steve will not meet you there as he is requested to take the day off for your mission. Now go, and be careful of the security systems when you arrive." So there we go. We have a nice good old mission here for us to be able to do. I might put that somewhere eventually, just because it's not exactly pertinent right now. Or at least I'll remember the stuff is pertinent right now. But it's just that I know the mission, so I don't necessarily need to be able to memorize or be able to keep the book since I know it. What was this called again? So this is This Dirt Hole by Employee 133. No one here at the janitorial sector quite enjoys their job here, but they don't hate it enough to leave. After all, we are getting paid much more than most janitorial jobs. It would be foolish to leave such an opportunity. The labs are so large that I rarely see another worker from the janitorial sector. They keep to their business, and I keep to mine. We all observe the chaos that happens in this lab, and the inevitable destruction this place will face. But until then, I will continue my job. I will rake in as much profits as I can before I'm forced to leave this dirt hole. And there we have it. Yeah, all the janitors aren't very friendly. This is a private janitorial sector office. What are you doing here? They kind of keep to themselves, which, it makes sense that they would be that kind of way. But, yeah, it's definitely true that they are a bit, they got this job for a reason, and that reason is to be left alone. And we seem to be kind of going through their stuff. And, yeah, how about you mind your own business around here? Yeah, how about no? So, that was a little bit mean, but of course, it is a game, so I'm allowed to be. We can go ahead and grab all of this stuff here. I'm also going to just put this book away. Grab this helmet, which that has thorns and the mending and stuff. Protection on breaking. Protection, mending. 10x crown is better, because if you don't know, the iron helmet and the gold helmet are the only two pieces of armor in the game that are of the same type, but different materials, and still have the same protection level. I could be wrong about that, but it sounds right. I mean, I guess the boots might have like similar levels going along, but I know that it's like the golden helmet and the iron helmet are definitely the same strength. So we don't actually need to be able to trade that there. This one's just going to be a backup, I think, is what we're going to do. Have all this kinds of stuff here. There's also another book, which is a long one. Should I read it? Well, first let's make sure I can guarantee the restream chat's working a bit better, but because of course it's not exactly working very well. What if I reset the cache of the page? Well, that worked, but of course, the background is a bit, not what I want. So we have that there. It's ready to display. Test. There we go. That's working now. But anyway, let's read. Aztech Labs. First of all, what's this book called? Aztech Hierarchy by History. History is not supposed to be a person. It's just supposed to be a random book. Like, I think I talked about this in the first video that like I could have picked a name for whoever was supposed to be the historian covering these topics, but I just wanted to like make it, you know what? This is just written by history. It's not actually relevant who wrote this. It's just something that you have to take as fact. It's just something you have to take as fact. So anyway, let's go ahead and read this thing, shall we? Aztech Labs is structured in a tiered manner, where the biology department is on top, followed by the chemical labs, laboratory engineering, the finance department, the agricultural department, and the janitorial sector. Employees are ranked by matter of importance in this way. Number 1 is reserved for Dr. Martin, the founder and CEO of the labs. No one is above Dr. Martin. The biology department consists of employee numbers 2 through 20. This department is highly recognized as the highest status and most important sector. The chemical labs consist of employee numbers 21 through 70. The chemical labs are what supply money for the company. They create household chemicals to sell for consumers. Many believe that the chemical labs are the only part of Aztech Labs, but this is false. Most other sectors of the labs are secret, especially the all-important biology department. Laboratory engineering is high in the ranks with employee numbers 71 through 80. This department specializes in fixing and maintaining the laboratory when experiments fail. The finance department is fourth in the ranking, consisting of employee numbers 81 through 100. The finance department runs the business of Aztech Labs and maintains the public eye of being purely a household chemical company. The agricultural department consists of employee numbers 101 through 130. The agricultural department is nearly at the bottom of the Aztech hierarchy. However, they often directly work with the biology department to make advances in medicine. What is at the bottom of the hierarchy is the janitorial sector. This sector consists of employee numbers 131 through 140 and only specializes in cleaning. Altogether, the labs are extremely divided. The only way to move up in the company is to change departments. People question why Dr. Martin set up the labs in such a way, but as long as he's still CEO, he's not going to change it. So again, we're going to keep this book because if you did play through Dirt Finders Incorporated, the map that was supposed to be kind of like a, how do I describe it, a sneak preview, kind of, almost, it's almost like the Stanley Parable tutorial, or demo, if you've ever played that. Like, the Stanley Parable has a demo, but it's not the game. It's a completely different game that they created just to be able to show it off. So it basically is like, oh, you download this map. It's actually like there's no part of it, there's almost no part of it that is actually built within the laboratory in this map. But it's just meant as like an extra thing that you can do. It's like almost DLC, but it came out before this map was released. I know that was a lot. I'm not sure if I made sense during my explanation of that, but I tried. So that was my explanation. And if you don't like it, well, that's too bad. So we don't need that. We do have the Aztech hierarchy still on us. I'm going to try and go for the shop. We haven't actually like done many shops here. I think I actually even skipped out of the shop. No, I didn't, because we got the mending book from there. But yeah, we have like the different stuff here. Health 2, Strength 2. We also have Flame and Feather Falling. Feather Falling might very much be useful. Fire Protection. I think we have an ender chest here. The ender chests are always in the shops. They're also always whenever you can set a spawn. I try and make it like as frequent as possible to be able to have ender chests, just so that the player doesn't like worry that like if they put their stuff in the ender chest, they're going to like lose their items somehow, by not being able to have the opportunity to gain that stuff back. But yeah, I don't believe I have any other boots. I mean, I have the snazzy boots, but there are not very many boots that like actually are better. But we're still going to like not worry. We're just going to put the 6 shards in here, grab our feather falling, and get out of here. Just so that... I'm not sure if the sound on the Elgato is working right now, but we're just going to deal with it for now. Should I? I mean, the problem is if I try and deal with it now, it's going to like mess with the stream, and I already don't really feel like messing with the pacing of that. So I'm just going to leave it for now. So we have feather falling. We're probably going to apply that to our boots, like if we know that that's like the boots we're going to take. So we'll see how that goes. I think facing this way is the way we want to go. I don't know why the nether portal is so shaky. That's probably like a Minecraft bug. Yeah, that was the wrong way to face. It's this way. But yeah, see, this is the farmer's house that I actually built in Craftaway. I decided, hey, that looks like a nice house. I'm going to have it. And that's what I did. But yeah, I got some pants here. There's actually like a lot of books. Yeah, we'll read them. But I'm going to like grab all of them first. No, that's a dumb way to do it. We're going to try and read them in order. But we are going to read them as we come across them. So first of all, we got emotions. Because I don't want to read all the books at once. That just is a lot of reading. So we're going to break it up. I am tired of bottling my emotions. Let's actually like read this. So it is by the farmer. It's titled Emotions. I am tired of bottling my emotions. I am tired of controlling my emotions. I am tired of having my emotions. Who am I? I did not understand life would get so intense. The grounds of my mind are shaking, yet there be no earthquake. I got a stupid journal to write what I really think today. I think only of betrayal and malice. The one woman, the only woman who loved me has left. Why? Because another man walked her way. Throw away the 2 years we were together. Throw away all the deeds I have done to prove my undying love to her. All gone for another man who is better than myself. A pity. To think of better days is difficult now. No friend of mine cares to comfort me in this state. They believe I should truly throw away 2 years, and I should get myself another. They think it easy to move on, but I have integrity. I can't break a 2-year promise merely to satisfy a devilish lust. At least, not yet. I need time to heal. So, obviously, the farmer went through a rough breakup there, kind of a thing that is almost autobiographical, but not quite. I definitely exaggerated it to be able to write these books. Okay, this one is number 2. I was thinking that. I tried to make it so that the order, like, as you would, like, look through the chests, like, it would come by in a natural, like, oh yeah, I came across number 1, now I come across number 2, like, that kind of thing. I don't really want the people to even be able to, like, grab the books out of order. I made one exception, but we'll get to that later. What's the title of this one? It's called Hope. I shouldn't get my hopes up. Every time I get my hopes up, my heart is shattered into more pieces than the last. I met someone today who reminded me of the one time I truly felt happy. Her name was Grace. We connected immediately. It is not often a person connect with a grouch of a man like me. The ice of night is melting, but I know not if this heat is the sunrise or an ashy volcano. I hope the former. Dear God, I hope the former. So there we go. Met a person, hopefully might be able to allow for us to be able to get over the unnamed person of the first book. Who knows who that person was named? Golden Dagger. Actually, what is mine? Zeaton's War Knife. I feel like that one's better. Yeah, because this one only does 5 attack damage. So we'll have it, but it's still not that great of a sword. 3. Oh, wow, I did it in order. I was really thinking this one's going to be like number 6 or something. But anyway, to move on. Also by the farmer. All these are by the farmer. I can't believe I have this stupid journal, but maybe I should keep it. I was a much different man in 1966. I must always remember how dark life was, and never become that man again. Today is a glorious day, and one to not look to the past. Today is the day I have a date with Grace. I have known her for months now, and finally we can talk to each other at a higher level. With my happiness also comes fear, but I must always know that fear is one's greatest enemy. Grace is amazing. Dare I say, Grace is graceful. I look forward with my healing heart. Let there be light at the end of this tunnel. And there we go. Number 3 is there. Able to find, or be able to actually date Grace instead of, meeting her. And that was basically all. But, it wasn't like did anything. It was just like a crush in the past, and did ask her out, and hopefully it will end up good for him. We'll see. I forget exactly what order I made these be able to go in. I'm pretty sure this one might be the next. Oh, there's 2 of them in here. So there's 6 and there's 5? Yep, there is 5. I should have kept the other book because I forget if I did 4 or not. Was that 4 or was that 3? I'm going to go back. I'm just going to kind of run through the jungle. That's not really a path you're supposed to be able to run down, but yeah, okay, so I haven't actually found 4 yet, so we're going to wait to read these ones. I don't know where 4 would be. Maybe it would be somewhere around here-ish. Actually, can I break this wheat? I'm curious, because, I can. Because technically, I can't break any blocks or anything, but I was wondering if, jumping on stuff actually allowed me to, surpass that rule. Okay, we do have 4 here. So we're able to get that. Be able to go ahead and read. May 24th. That is the day that the map released, and my birthday, by the way. That is something you know now. My, how the time passes. I forgot I had this journal. I admit that its initial purpose has been served. For my friends in love abandoning me, I needed the comfort of pencil and on paper to express myself. Yeah, he's referring to the past there. I probably could have wrote it in a little bit more of a more clear way. But he's just saying it's from the first journal, his love and his friends left him. So he was able to go ahead and write it down to be able to document exactly how he felt. So, perhaps I need not write this, but why only record the bad times? If I wish to record the happiest day of my life, then by God I'll do it. Today is the day I marry Grace. I convinced her that we should be wed at sunset, mainly so we could go immediately home directly afterwards. We bought a suburban house with the little money I could scrap together, and I wanted to live there as soon as possible. Here's to hoping we fill some great memories inside that little house. Ah, the 1960s, back when you could go ahead and just buy houses whenever you wanted to. Those were the days. I don't remember those days. I wasn't around in those days. But we can ignore that for now. Anyway, I'm going to grab a little bit of water as we go across this path. And I'm going to grab ahead and get 5. Moving away. Grace doesn't want to live in the city anymore. She says we are too close to town for her to be comfortable. She wants a farm. Perhaps we can move to the Midwest? It will be risky. We only bought our house a few months back. We are not even halfway in paying our house payments. I shouldn't have wrote that. I'm pretty sure that that's a more modern problem than it is a problem back then. But who knows? I mean, I guess it was a problem back then. Houses aren't something you would scrounge together easily in any era. But anyway, I'll have to talk to our finance counselor. He will know what to do. I should have done more research, but yeah, it's a fictional piece anyway. It doesn't necessarily matter everything. Oh wow, a chest was right here. I was expecting me to try and look a little bit harder, but oh, there's even oh wow, 9 and 10. What were we on? 6? Yeah, 6 is the last one. So it apparently skipped like 7 and 8. Um, we'll go ahead and be able to try and find those a bit later. Unless they're here, they could very well be found here, but I think that was the last chest I had. Nope, there is one here. 7. Oh, we did have 7 here. We do have feather falling boots. I don't think they're as good as ones we have now, but I don't know. I'll still have to remember to put my stuff in the ender chest. I think there's an ender chest right up there because that's where you can set a spawn. But yeah, we'll worry about that in a bit. For now, let's go ahead and read book 6. Why not? Because we have 7. We still need 8, but still. Oh wait, what was this called? Across Seas. I have lived in the United States my whole life. Why would our finance counselor suggest that this place might not be right for our fit? Okay, let's start. Why would our finance counselor suggest that this place might not be the right fit for our financial situation? He says that the only people who succeed in the farming industry here are the big businesses who have been maintaining their farms for their whole lives. Could he be right? It's such a high risk to stop everything and move. I just don't know what to do. No matter what, I will find a way to do what is right for Grace. So there we go. I think we have 7 as well. Yeah, we're just missing 8. Let's just run for a little bit. Let me get a bit of water. It has been a long day of working, so I do enjoy having a bit of a resting of my throat with some water here. Anyway, let's go ahead and read this now. I want what's best for Grace. She deserves to be happy. I'm giving up everything. Our house will be sold. My savings will be severely dipped into. I bought a piece of land deep in the Mexican jungle, which I hope will be sufficient. There is nothing built there currently, but Grace and I will work the land to make it our own once we get there. She is ecstatic to move there. She looks into my eyes every night, saying she loves me for all that I have done for her. But I have done nothing yet. I'm worried about the future. I'm worried I'll let her down. Alright, 7. We need 8 now. So yeah, they're going to move to the Mexican jungle, which, by the way, around like the area of Mexico is in fact where the Aztec civilization was, so that actually does kind of fit into the story a little bit. You know, I actually don't know where I envisioned Aztec Labs, like the actual place to have been built, but the actual laboratory like outposts definitely are within like the areas near the Aztec place, so it wouldn't be surprising that, you know, you'd be able to go ahead and teleport over to a main area, be able to be there. I'll admit that I probably could have had the teleport module, you know, not right next to the mansion. Make it a little bit more, oh yeah, it's in an outpost and we have to sneak in to be able to do that. But yeah, we'll not worry about what I could have done for Aztec Labs. Let's just worry about what I did. What was this called? Memory. Oh right, this guy's a lot older now because this is like 1990. What year was like the last one done? The jungle. So we were planning on like, the farmer. Not we. The farmer was planning on being able to go ahead and like go in 1974. He eventually stumbles across his journal in 1990, and now it's all about memory. Should I do an old person voice? I'll try my best. I'll admit, I was surprised to find this little book. It's not going to sound that much like an old person, but it's what I'm doing. So, I'll admit, I was surprised to find this little book after all this time. My other possessions of my previous life have been repossessed. Yet this item of mine is one I kept. Not that I'm surprised. This book always comes back to me in pivotal points in my life. I mean, maybe that's an exaggeration. Today, I merely found a rabbit caught in a poacher trap. That's not exactly what you'd call a life-changing event. The trap was still quite interesting, though. It appears to be designed to choke the rabbit without puncturing it. It's as if the poachers wanted the rabbit to be whole. The complexity of the trap did not prevent the rabbit from circumventing its doom. Instead of having the trap spring around its neck, the rabbit was quick enough to only trap its foot. Perhaps that's why rabbits' feet are considered lucky. But still, I wonder, why would someone poach a rabbit as opposed to other exotic creatures here? We have lived here for years now, and we have seen such a variety of poachers taking down jungle ocelots and parrots, and we've also stopped many of these poachers in their tracks. Some poachers leave large clues behind that allow for us to track them down, but more often than not, they get away. This particular trap has the initials AL on it. This information is not very significant, especially as likely an alias that is not traceable. I get off topic easily these days. I should talk about my life since the last time I wrote. For the past couple of years, many events have happened. The most tragic was realizing that Grace was not able to have children. When she saw the rabbit, she immediately wanted to keep it as a pet, perhaps to take care of it like the child we never had. Whatever the case is, I could not take the rabbit from her. The only thing I want in the world is to make Grace happy, and this rabbit may be another thing I'll have to deal with in order to achieve this. I'm sorry about not being completely focused on reading the book as I was doing that. I was just trying to make sure that the stream was still functional and that nothing was going wrong. So anyway, we did 5, we did 7, we did 8, did 6. So now I have 9 and 10, I believe, since 8 was the one we just read. That is true. And I know that there's probably some other books here. I forget how many parts this series had. I thought it was around 12, but I don't think we're really coming very close to the conclusion of the story. I may be wrong. I might just be misremembering it. It's a lot of events actually do occur pretty quickly here at the end. But nonetheless, I'm going to check. I don't believe there's any extra books there. So I guess there is only 2 extra books. Both of the locations of those I actually remember quite well. So we'll be able to go in here. I was actually planning on having tables and stuff here, but it just didn't look right, and I also like the feel of this. It definitely does look quite creepy. I mean, really, it's got the chandeliers, the lighting that isn't really that bright, the spiral staircase that you go up to be able to set your spawn, which in fact we will do. Just be able to sleep in this bed here. It won't even set the time to any time in the day because daylight cycle is off. This is our chest, so we're just going to put most of our crystal shards in there. Be able to not worry about that so much. So anyway, Twisted Fate. Let me get a little bit more water. I'm normally not this thirsty, but today is a bit of an exception. So, Grace. Oh wait, right. Older voice. Grace is very ill. I blame it on the rabbit, but Grace insists it is due to her tiresome work on the farm. I don't know what I should think, but I believe her disease is fatal. In all the years we've been working on the farm, I have never seen her this badly bedridden. I want to get rid of the rabbit. Even if it is not the source of the disease, it may be the cure. One man representing a small organization known as Aztech Labs offered me a large sum of money in exchange for the rabbit. Originally, I turned him down, as Grace never wanted to get rid of the creature. Now, I am less tempted to keep it. By selling the rabbit, I may be able to hire a real doctor who will help with Grace's sickness. Grace does not want to go through with it, so I will not tell her of my plan. I have an appointment this Saturday to turn the animal over to the Aztech Labs representative and get a doctor for her. She is my love. I cannot stand to lose her. So yeah, by being able to sell the rabbit, perhaps we will be able to go ahead and help Grace to be able to cure her disease that she has recently been able to receive. 12 is, I think, the last book in the series, so we're not going to read that yet. It'd be kind of a weird thing to read that right now. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and dispose of 9, grab 10, and read that right now. I canceled the appointments. I'm not turning over the rabbit, nor am I getting a doctor. I do not need to do either now that the remaining life and grace has since evaporated from her body. Some doctors may claim to be miracle workers, but none of them are able to bring back the dead. She was so young! We had been together for barely 22 years, and married for less. I know not of what has caused this plague on my happiness, but I do know one thing. The rabbit stays. I will take care of it, as if it were my child. That's what Grace would have wanted, and I cannot let her down. I will not let her down. So there we go. A very big change of events. You may have noticed that I read it in a lot different of a way than I would normally read those, just because I wish I had made that book a little bit more obvious, because it was a hidden one inside of the waters. But it is a very important one to read to be able to understand the story just that tiny bit better. But yeah, there is a chest back here that we can be able to go ahead and grab the contents of. I don't know why I keep grabbing all this bread. We really don't need more. But anyway, 11, burglary. What was the other one called again? Canceled. Yeah, because of the appointments. To be able to get the doctor and to be able to get the person to be able to actually sell the rabbit too. I should have thought about that. We'll read those books later, but yeah, I won't mention too much of it now. I'll eventually probably make it so that it's like I release a video of like some voice actors or whatever, or myself, I guess. I am pretty good at reading. that was a bit arrogant of myself to say now that I said it out loud. But yeah, it's mostly just because I kind of know how I want everything to be read. Obviously, working with a voice actor, like I can tell them how they're supposed to read it, but no one knows their story better than the author, and that's just something that I've gotten very attached to these characters that I've created. As much as some of them I hate, I also know that they're imperative to the story. The farmer I don't hate, by the way. We'll talk about that later. I'm procrastinating. So, burglary. The first Christmas without Grace. Just as my heart is broken, my house runs the same fate. It appears as though someone wants something of mine. I am just a small farmer. What could they want? Perhaps I have my suspicions. Perhaps because of my large crops, others believe I am rich. I get by, but not in any extravagant way. Most of my money is used to support other farmers down here. Perhaps they want to sabotage my crops, but this also does not make any sense. I will look further into this. Before we go... Oh, that wasn't what I meant to do. I meant to move it to my hotbar. Before we go any further, I'm going to read The Rabbit. This is the last book, by the way. The Rabbit. They want the rabbit. They broke in to get the rabbit. I don't know what AL is, but this has to be the people who want the rabbit. They set up the trap from so long ago. They tried to choke the life out of it. I won't stand for it. I will keep the rabbit hidden deep within my property. Behind the bookcases will do. But that's not enough. There needs to be another level of security. A password. A password will do the trick. One that can be only figured out if the burglar truly knows the cruel act they are playing on me by stealing the last piece of grace I have in my life. Surely no human with empathy can waltz into my home and take my happiness from me if they truly knew what they were doing. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing. We're basically going ahead, being able to get the Milano rabbit inside of this secret facility, behind the bookcase that needed to be pulled by a secret lever, and have a password. And it's the last piece that the farmer has of Grace. So, obviously, the password is Grace. All you need to do is have it there. Grace E. And then it opens. Also, by the way, a lot of people have complained to me about the password hint. I'll admit it's cruel. It's probably the cruelest part of the map. Even more cruel than like the boss fights later on. So if you go into it, there's a password hint. Step on this pressure plate. Opens up the ground. Lava. And if you look in this chest, get out of here, home invader. The skull. What you'll become if you stay. And that's what many people have actually become. I feel bad for them somewhat. Mostly because they lose a lot of their stuff after doing that. Like after they go into the pit, they just, they didn't really put most of their stuff in their ender chest. And that's just their fate. But anyway, this is the rabbit, the last piece that the farmer has of Grace. And there we go. And now we're able to collect the specimen from it. And back we go. But yeah, anyway, on the trains of thought that I was on earlier. So the rabbit actually was meant, this mission was meant to be like the matter of, like the labs, like you had like stuff against the labs because obviously like they invaded this person's home, but you also I wanted to like make the story so that it's like, oh, this person is also like somewhat bad because he's like using like unsustainable ways of farming, and he's like leaking a bunch of pesticides into the ground. Which is actually kind of funny. That was actually like the direction I was going to take for the sequel to this map too. And I hated it. After I start writing those kinds of things, I realize, ugh, I hate bringing this stuff into this. It's like, it obviously like a social commentary. Like I believe that like the environment should be taken care of, but I just believe that like preaching it in that kind of a way is just a bit much. I feel like I really want to be able to create like a organic way of preaching about environmentalism instead of like, oh, this farmer was like doing like evil things to the crops and stuff. Obviously, we want to be able to go ahead and kill his rabbit. It's like that's a bit much. That. Even I wouldn't do that. Like, it's just kind of insane. So, the fact that I wanted to do that for the sequel, it just wasn't working out, and I completely like scrapped that idea. Maybe eventually I'll release to you guys the scripts that I made for that, like originally, but for now we're just not going to worry about it. I do have a... Let's see here. I'll respond to that message later. I got that message a while ago, but I want to like respond to it when I have his full attention. But yeah, it's like we'll just continue on the stream. We started the stream at 3, right? Man, it hasn't been that long. I really thought the stream was on for a little longer than that, but I guess we did only do one mission, so I can't say that we really did all that much. Anyway, oh right, we got this book from Dr. Martin. Or is it written by Dr. Martin? Nope, it's written by intern Steven. That's an important detail. I wish that when you hovered over it, it would like give you like the author as well, but unfortunately it doesn't do that. Anyway, so Dragon's Breath mission. You are probably expecting to receive a mission from Dr. Martin, but he has been unfortunately busy in his medical practices. I have great concern in his condition. He's changed, not just in his physical state, but his mental one as well. If you're wondering why I wasn't at the janitorial sector to meet you for your mission, I couldn't bring myself to see you deposit that poor rabbit into the tube deposit. I wish you had refused the mission. Dr. Martin has become obsessed with his own condition so much that he no longer cares about the pain he causes. I've talked for too long. I have this plan to end all of this, but I will not be able to do so unless you weaken the doctor. Your next mission is to retrieve the dragon's breath, but don't do it. The breath will only increase Dr. Martin's greed for other biological treatments and modifications he will apply to himself. The mission is located in the chemistry labs. Once you enter the jungle, you must sail to the ancient tower to transport you to an alternate dimension. I know not of how this technology works, but the labs has managed to bring a breath collection unit and a lab key to this alternate dimension. You will have to go through the teleportation module at the top of the tower to travel to the biology apartment. Dr. Martin has heavy security guarding that place. Because of this, you'll need to travel to the alternate dimension and kill the dragon there in order to retrieve the key. If you do not travel to the dimension, you cannot retrieve the key, and if you do not kill the dragon, there's no way of returning to this world without dying. I can only advise you to not bring Dr. Martin the breath from the beast. I'm sorry for bringing you into this, but I have no choice. I cannot work for a monster anymore. So Intern Steven is trying to convince us that we should not deposit the dragon's breath to Dr. Martin once we're done with this mission. And to start off with, we won't. That office is also open, by the way. Yeah. I am going to go ahead and read you like the different stuff around. I know all. Yeah, he's employee number 42. Of course he knows all. But yeah, we need to be able to get a bunch of books from here before we go to that mission because I feel like it would be good to do so. I don't think these ones are numbered because I didn't think it was as necessary to read them in the right order. But I'm going to try and read them in the right order anyway. So this one is 1990, 430. It also seems like a pretty late book because I just glimpsed at what the contents of the book was, and I'm like, yeah, I feel like that's one of the later ones that he wrote. I think most of them are in the basement. I think that this first floor really doesn't have much other than that and something else. I think there was one on this side. Yep, there was, as well as a. Oh wow, that one's. I think that one is better. Yeah, although it is a golden sword. So I might want to save it for like a final boss battle or something. We might do that. So we'll keep that. We'll keep this one here for now. But yeah, we'll be able to go ahead and grab these guys all over the place. Be able to get. I found it. I think I found it as also a later one, so we'll put that later. Also, yeah, these used to be sandstone stairs. I forget if they were sandstone stairs when the map released, or I think I only changed that recently, because I think the end stone stairs only got implemented to the game very recently. Interesting how this doesn't say shop on the top. I would have thought that I'd put shop on the top, but maybe I didn't. Anyway, regeneration 2, power 5, what's this one? Power 3. Yeah, we'll go ahead and buy it. We have a bunch of shards anyway, so I'll go ahead and put those into there. Enchanted apple might be nice to have. Smite 5. Is this one like sharpness? Yeah, it is sharpness. I'm wondering if like we don't really have any items that have like no sharpness or anything on them already though. Thorns I don't think we necessarily need. This one has like thorns 2, this one has thorns 3. It does make like the item like go away faster, but it does like be able to damage things easier, so we might go ahead and like enchant at least our leggings with that. So we'll go ahead and do that, or our boots, whichever one. I think our leggings more so, since those have not been damaged at all yet. We got our enchanted apple, which does give fire resistance, so that one's definitely a good one to be able to grab. We'll go ahead. I'm pretty sure I gave myself too many crystal shards for like the map itself, but I also knew that I wanted it to be a multiplayer map as well. Well, I think I discussed this in the first video already, or the first stream already, but like you're allowed to play it with multiple people, but if you want to really get a sense of the story, it's probably best to play it alone. But either way, we can go ahead and put these in here. Which one was it? Thorns here. 12. Oh, right. We don't have any levels, do we? I I normally like don't do the levels immediately because like if you try and wait to do the levels, you maximize your use of the bottles that way. So we can go ahead and do that. We have more bottles here. We need enough to get to 12. One more. There we go. Now we put legs, thorns, bam. Put these on. And then the boots here, we'll put the feather falling on those, since I don't think there's any better boots later on. If there are, we'll just deal with it. But I'm just going to take that risk that we won't come up with a better set of boots than this. So we don't need that one. We need fire protection. Not that. That wouldn't do anything. And then we can go ahead and have that. Bam. I also put mending on stuff. I'm tempted to put mending on stuff, but I don't think that it's necessary right now. So, yeah. Oh, regeneration definitely will be useful, though. I know we have a lot of potions, but, like, definitely regeneration is going to be useful for multiple fights further on. So, in fact, we'll even put 12 in here so we can get 4. So, we'll get a few of those. I might even, like, organize my inventory so we can get, like, a bit more of my potion situation worked out. Like, I want to keep all my potions here, have my backup armor and my ender chest for if I ever die. I want that to be the thing that I'm able to keep. Maybe have some health potions in here. Obviously, we want to keep some food. The scythe is completely useless at this point. We'll just put that into the chest of cheating. We can put stuff into the chest of cheating, by the way, because if you didn't catch on to what these were, if you put anything in that isn't a shard, it goes into this chest. So it's basically like extra storage for if you want to, you know, be able to have like extra stuff stored away somewhere else instead of keeping it on your person. Poison arrows might be useful, so we'll keep those, definitely keep those close so that we can swap them out with our other arrows if we ever feel it necessary. Crystal shard should go in there. Enchanted apple, we might just keep really close by. Noctaka's Impaler would probably... honestly, all hose we probably don't need just because they're just not useful. We already have a bunch of swords. I'll keep this one on me because I'm pretty sure I'm going to swap that one out once I get to the boss fight. Unbreaking 3. Oh, right, I want to combine these two bows, don't I? Because they're actually pretty good. Is it going to be necessary to combine those bows? I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm the map builder, so I kind of know what's coming up, but we'll just kind of not worry about that for now. So we have regeneration, we have poison and all that stuff. We still have some healing here. Be able to keep all of our stuff all organized here. Have the fire resistance. I was actually about to think about cutting ahead in the video while I do my organization, but I just remembered that I'm actually, you know, not doing a video. I'm doing a live stream, so cutting ahead in the video is going to be like completely useless. So anyway, let's go ahead and do stuff. So we have like fire resistance. I'm not sure how much useful that's going to be right now. It will be useful later, but not right now. Keep this here. Regeneration, I definitely want close to me. Heck, we might even go ahead and have the poison closer here. We'll keep one here, just so that we can go ahead and have that like close to where I'm fighting from, you know, because I'm going to be using my sword and all of that. But anyway, I think that's basically me organized. Like, obviously, I'll probably do more organization later, but this is all I want for now. Maybe put some of my helmets or some of my other armor back because I apparently didn't get rid of those for some reason. Maybe I just didn't have enough room inside of the ender chest at that moment, but yeah, there we go. Now you can go ahead and explore the laboratory, be able to pick up some books and all that. and figure out exactly the happenings here. Reassemble the happenings here. I think this one, yeah, has barrier blocks because I want these guys to be trapped in. So we'll be able to just hop on there, be able to run into some invisible walls along the way. Stinking Biology. I think this one was the first book, but I'm not sure. The Rabbit. Biochemistry, I think, is a similar one. And the Search. So first of all, let's just take the pertinent stuff. I don't think I'm going to worry about bread for now. I'm just going to grab everything except for bread from here on out because I have just too much bread at this point. Oh yeah, I also have a bunch of potions here, don't I? Fire resistance. These are valued chemicals. Don't mess them all up. That was my best Sunfire impression. I'm sorry, man. that was awful. And was that the only potion? Was that the only potion I had in this room? Oh, there is one more. Okay. Another fire resistance. Okay. So Stinking Biology, I think, is the last one. If they're not read in the complete right order, that's fine. You'll get the idea. Let's get some water, though, because I've been talking for a long time now. I'm just going to do it in my voice because it's just going to be difficult for me to memorize another voice at this point. So, I am not treated well here. Those in the biological department are getting a much higher cut than us down here in the chemical labs. We developed a chemical that can assist in the breakdown of oil spills, and Dr. Martin instead praises the biology department for creating a new type of bandage. It appears that the only way to that man's heart is through biology. Perhaps I can create something that will truly show who deserves a pay raise. But anyway, that was on August 28th. This one, biochemistry? Yep, this one is later. Okay, I was right. So, here at the chemical labs, we experiment with cleaning products and substances we can easily sell to consumers. The money of this business is made through all the hard work we do. So then why does Dr. Martin insist on having his precious biology department on top? It does not make sense from a financial standpoint. This is why I am starting to pursue biological chemistry. If Dr. Martin deserves so greatly to develop these sciences, then that is what I will do too. Bam. And then we go to the Search or the Rabbit. I think it's the Search, but okay, 317. Wait, which one year? I think the Rabbit is after. Yeah, I think the Rabbit is after. So the Search. Biology is a difficult science to pursue, but I would say that I am making fine progress on the matter. I am specifically looking at species of animals within the jungle which I can exploit. Where to start is the question. Many advancements have been made by reverse engineering biological constructs of certain animals, but to find a specimen which has not been discovered yet is difficult to do. Well, I mean, it's kind of difficult, but anyway, we'll go past that. So perhaps I will take a small vacation using my sick days. It is time to start searching for what I'm after. So yeah, finding new species isn't probably that hard to find in like jungle areas, but I guess in suburban and urban areas it's extremely difficult. You have to like be able to explore places in which man has not explored to be able to find those kinds of things. But that's a whole nother tangent. I never wanted to trust ancient texts like Dr. Martin does, but it seems as though most of the texts he reads have some value to them. I have found here today, within an ancient ruin, a book that tells of the Imulanu rabbit, which can aid in the reversal of age. Its body repairs itself through the years, and this specimen may be well over 1,000 years old. I need to find this rabbit. It may end up being the key to Dr. Martin's appreciation. I forget my timeline here. I feel like the book that like another person found was the book of the Imulanu rabbit. I don't remember. There are some things I remember when I was writing like this story, and there are some things that I'm like, I ain't got a clue, mate. But anyway, 430, 44? Are those both the same year? Yep, they are. So I found it. Oh, by the way, all of these stories, whenever you're in a sector of the labs there's only one person going to be writing these. I could have made it so that it's like, oh, there's like 2 people in the chemistry labs that are like writing these different stories, and oh, there's like 3 people in the agricultural department who are all like this group trying to do this stuff. I wanted to make it as simple as possible. I mean, I guess it's not that simple, but I made it simple enough that it's like, yep, there's only one employee writing these stories. It's employee number 56, which is a chemistry person, as you could probably tell. But we also had like the Aztec hierarchy book that says, yep, 56 does fall between, I think it was like 20 and 70, which the chemistry labs consist of. Yep, the chemical labs consist of employee numbers 21 through 70. So this guy's like closer to the bottom than he is to the top of like his own respective sector, but he still like isn't at the bottom, so he still is able to like do stuff. It's just he really wants to be able to impress Dr. Martin and actually like, earn more money from his job. But anyway, I found it. I found it. I found the Imulana rabbit wandering in the jungle. What I don't know is if there are others of its kind. However, it's been months of searching for this one specimen, and this is the only one I found. It's smaller than I anticipated, so I'll need to set up a different kind of trap for it. I don't believe I need to keep the specimen alive. Most likely, I can set up a deadly trap for it and retrieve it from the location it settles at. Nonetheless, it's progress. Progress accelerates my plan. New plan. My trap was set off, but the rabbit was somehow able to run so fast that it never was touched. I need a faster trap, one that allows for me to grab the animal mid-sprint. Back to the drawing board. So anyway, I don't believe we have any other books yet of him being able to give off his like ideas, but yeah, I really liked how these guys looked before the update personally, just because like as much as the librarians look cool, I liked it being a white coat because it really did look like they were a scientist. Now it looks like they're a librarian. I don't want librarians, I want scientists, but it's just something I'm dealing with. The other white coat was like a cartographer, so I'm just like keeping them around anyway, even though they don't really look that much like chemical lab scientists too. It's whatever. I don't believe there was any other area here that led to any other books to be found, so I'm going to try and look upstairs because I feel like we're missing something. I definitely remember writing other books that reveal a lot more about the story. Oh, maybe they're actually inside of his lab or his office. Yeah, office of employee number 56. It is a bit messy, has a bit of fire and all that kind of stuff. Last Resort. I think that's the last book. Empty-handed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the last book. So we can go ahead and grab all this stuff. Be able to grab a... I'm not going to use harming potions. I might use the poison potion, but we're not. I don't really care about using most of these because I think all of these are weakness and harming, and my inventory is already pretty full. Maybe if I was like doing multiplayer, I'd be like, hey, we can like split the potions. You can be the splash man, I'll be the drink man. That'd be a weird way of going because, the drink man would basically get all the good potions. But anyway. This is empty-handed, right? Yep, empty-handed. My last trap did catch the rabbit, and yet I am here empty-handed. It appears as though someone has stolen the one thing that I have been working for so long. I worded that in a really weird way, but it's just like, I have like, someone has stolen the one thing that I've been working for so long to have. Oh, wait, that's exactly what it says. Apparently I was just saying it wrong. So anyway, for so long to have. I am not amused. I must find whoever did this. Surely they must want a price for it. After seeing the trap, they must have thought that a poacher was trying to steal the rabbit for financial profit. Which, to be fair, is not completely wrong. Nonetheless, I will take the rabbit. Somehow. And last resort. Not for sale? What is this nonsense? They find a rabbit in the jungle in a trap, and decide to keep it as some kind of glorified pet, well, this will not do. I will have to take more drastic measures. I will have to change my strategy in taking the rabbit. I will use means of last resort. Then I will have what I have been tirelessly aiming to obtain. So, if you hadn't caught on to like that hint there, basically, employee number 56 is the person who is trying to buy the rabbit from the farmer. He was going to do it, in fact, and was going to succeed in his plans to be able to, just get it peacefully. But obviously, like, that didn't happen, so he started trying to, like, burgle to get inside, which is heavily implied, that, like, the trap is like AL, and Aztech Labs approached me and all that, this kind of stuff. But it's what happens next that I don't necessarily call it a good part of the map, as in it's happy, but it's my favorite part of the map. And hint, hint, it's exactly what started my inspiration for the sequel to Aztech Labs, which may reveal itself like a little bit more once I go through more of the secrets. But yeah, behind this door is a passage to an interrogation room, which even has like a light that you can go ahead and pull to be able to have like the interrogator go. There's even like another room here you can be able to enter. Forgotten Sector by Anonymous. By the way, Anonymous is a character. History is not a character, but Anonymous is a character. And Anonymous is once again, one of the favorite people I ever wrote inside of Aztech Labs. And you'll see why. So, let me drink first, and we'll begin. Begin. I am not an employee at Aztech Labs, yet I still work for Dr. Martin. I lead the interrogation sector. If anyone has any dirt with Dr. Martin, they come by me. They call this place the Forgotten Sector because we want it to be. No one who comes down here ever says anything about it to the outside world. Because if they peep their little mouths open, we'll make sure they slam shut permanently. We have multiple rooms in here to get information out of people. More often than not, basic interrogation doesn't work. Let's just say you don't want to withhold any information when you're here. Save that for when you leave. This place is very mysterious. I like how this place is all laid out. And there we go, that's the room. It's like one-way glass basically, that you can be able to enter it there. But yeah, this is the the headwear of truth. Oh, right. That was like the other thing. Oh, right. I have mending on this one, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to want to wear the headwear of truth instead. So we're actually almost protected. You can see that we're only missing like one plate, and that's probably because both of these are iron. I don't know if there's any like diamond boots or diamond leggings. I forget if I implemented those. I wish I had like a more comprehensive list of all the different armor sets that I had. I did lay out the armor sets before I started the map though, just to make it a little bit more consistent. Be like, okay, the early parts of the map are going to have these pieces of armor. The later parts are going to have these pieces. The end is going to have these pieces. So that you're actually gaining more and more armor as you go on, and you're actually feeling like you're doing something by going into all the secret areas and chests. Because for the final boss battle, you actually really don't get that many good stuff at the end. You really needed to be able to collect all the items first to make sure that you were prepared for the boss battles. But anyway, Interview number 423. This is by Archives, by the way. Archives is not a person, by the way. It's just something as saying, oh, this is part of the record. This is a text recording of interview number 423, taken place on 1991, January the 7th, 14 hours and 32 minutes, on employee number 56 within the Chemical Interrogation Center. Employee number 56 will be referred to as E, and interrogator number 1 will be referred to as I. I want to... Yeah, I'll say it. Yeah, it's like interrogator number 1 is anonymous. If it's not interrogator number 1, it's not anonymous, but interrogator number 1 is anonymous. Anyway, file start. I see no reason for why I am here. That's a lie, and you know it. You already know everything about my case. Why drag it out? We want confirmation. Unless you'd like to take this issue into another room. Fine, I'll talk. Very well. We have known for a long time now that you are conspiring to take the Imulani rabbit by force, yes? This is true. Even though Dr. Martin has assigned you, specifically, to be working on projects within the chemical labs. Look, is this an interrogation or a shaming? Why would you bring me in here if all you're going to do is tell me what I did wrong? This isn't a shaming. In fact, Dr. Martin wanted to thank you for your services. Well, it's about time. How much have I done for this company to get no recognition? And finally, he is able to see I have spoken in the past tense. He wanted to thank you for your services. I don't understand. You have failed your mission. I'm working on it. No, you are not. The interrogation sector is pulling you from your duties due to your terrible record and inability to perform your tasks. Dr. Martin was not satisfied with my regular chem lab work. I did what I had to in order to gain his support. You did what you had to, huh? You set up a faulty trap to capture the specimen, failed to obtain said specimen from the farmer, then, in a last resort, managed to only poison one of the individuals, leaving empty-handed. I could have never anticipated the farmer would be immune to the disease. You killed someone to capture a tiny rabbit, and you still failed. This is why a freelance recruit is being assigned to the task of taking the specimen instead. You can't let some new guy take over my work. I've worked here for more years than any other employee in the lab. And the laboratory thanks you for your service. But the interrogation sector is disgusted with your lack of empathy towards human life. It's not my fault. We think otherwise. Now, I'm sorry that I have to do this, but this rampant death is cause for termination. The interrogation sector does not have the power to do that. Once again, you're wrong. The interrogation sector has more power than you can imagine. I alleviate you of your duties. Goodbye, employee number 56. I'm sure another will take your place. You can't do this. You can't. Gunshot fire. End of recording. And that's that. Quite the happy place, isn't it? Honestly, the interrogation sector is only meant to be in this part of the story, but as you might have guessed, I couldn't help but to create more sectors like this. Or not more sectors, but more hidden areas like that. The interrogation sector is an integral part of the story of Aztech Labs, as will be revealed later in time. But yeah, we can discuss a little bit more about what just happened. So, basically, the employee number 56. Oh, actually, before we get into that, this is something that you might not have thought of or realized. This is mission 5, which is the correct mission. But you may notice that it's not actually the right title. I changed the idea of this mission from single scales to Dragon's Breath, because Dragon's Breath is a little bit more easier to control and be like, yep, that's something you can control. Like you actually like collect it from the dragon himself. Single Skulls, if I ever create like an item that you create, like that you're trying to obtain from the dragon, it just wouldn't make sense to have it be like that. I know that there's a way to be able to make sure that you do get an item if the dragon dies, but that would have required command blocks, and this map was built without command blocks. So this is a little bit of old Aztech Labs that leaked into the final cut that I never even noticed until I watched like someone do a let's play of it, and I was like, meh, we'll keep it. I think it's kind of funny that it's like that anyway, so I'm not concerned that much. Like, it's just more like an Easter egg for the diehard fans. So anyway, we are here now. We can go ahead and collect items, and ooh, an arrow pointing upwards. Why, that's quite interesting. Oh, an arrow in an item frame, but it's not quite pointing upwards. What happens if we point it upwards? A secret! Oh, I didn't know that was there. Oh, well, let's go to that later. So anyway, oh, by the way, this is also kind of a mistake I didn't catch on early enough. These are actually people that you might recognize from laboratory engineering. These are actually supposed to be natives from the jungle, but I decided, like, after like kind of the main release of the map, whatever, it's an outpost. It can really be whatever employees are out here anyway. It's not necessarily like, oh, this is actually like a native jungle. It's just, oh, this is something that the labs built so we could teleport here and be able to be satisfied and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I want to look at that. This guy obviously looks like a jungle guy with an eye patch. That guy does not look like a jungle guy with an eye patch. That looks like he's not from the jungle for some reason. That's kind of interesting. Maybe this right here isn't actually a jungle biome. Actually, I'm betting that's what that is, because I think that this area kind of like formed a little bit strangely, like because it's over the water. Like some of it is like river biome and some of it is jungle biome. So I think this is like officially river biome. So he's not actually in the jungle at this moment. But yeah, that's just kind of something weird. We're not going to worry about it too much for now. We can just go ahead and grab these kinds of items that are from the chest. We're just going to dispose of any bread though. Be able to collect all these items. Heck, we're not even going to worry about arrows now. I think that we're just going to worry about balls of XP. Heck, we might not even need to worry about that now that I think about it, because we seem to have a lot. Because, yeah, we have a bunch in there already. We're just going to go ahead and put those there. So, anyway, secret area. I've not caught someone who did a Let's Play who actually found this area yet. But, yeah, we'll be able to go ahead and go in here. We need to be able to shoot them at the targets to be able to progress. Well, that's why. What I'm thinking is what we're supposed to do. I'm not sure, you know. It's not like I've been here before. So let's go ahead and shoot all these. Be able to make it all good and dandy and fine and magical. And we got this one. This one. I believe this one's the last one. Yep, the door opened, and now we are greeted with this area in which we have an attack rod. Nice. And then we have these areas here. These are like lockpicks. I mean, I didn't really want them to be like an official puzzle. I wanted them to be like something separate, because lockpicks in this version of the game aren't that great, because like the fishing rod like kind of goes a certain way when it's thrown. I actually haven't tested this since like the most recent update. So yeah, it's actually a lot easier. I think the fishing rod now is able to be thrown a lot farther than it used to be. It used to be that this puzzle was actually really difficult because the fishing rod was kind of lame, and that if you did this and you like threw it at the next one, it would be like, oh, you like needed to do it at a certain angle at like certain speed to be able to make it actually reach that far. But I'm glad they changed it, because that actually opens up the possibilities for you to be able to go ahead and create more lockpicks that are more interesting than this, because this one was kind of lame. Both sides were basically mirrored because that was the best way I could handle the situation. But yeah, anyway, we can go here. We go over the tripwire. Oh no, oh wait, there's not. Oh, I didn't know there was a tripwire there. I can't believe there was a tripwire there. We have to be able to go ahead and take care of these guys. Let's go ahead and get a fire resistance potion to be able to help us out. And be able to eat and charge. It's the guardian of, or the creature of fire. Although they really can't hurt you that much when you have fire resistance on. They can hurt you. Like, contrary to popular belief, they can, in fact, like, damage you by, like, a quick... Yeah, see? They were able to be able to hit me in that kind of a way. But because of, like, they can't use their projectiles to hurt me, it makes it so that they don't actually hurt me at all. So there we go. We're able to go ahead and get all of that. And now we have ourselves a chest which has the ultimate bow of Accolon, which I forgot if it was like much better than the current bow we have. I want to like compare it. So it doesn't have Unbreaking, so we are going to be able to combine it with the Bow of Everlasting. Power, if we combine these two bows, we would get Punch 2 though. So that might actually be one reason we should combine these bows, is to be able to get Punch 2. It will also give us Power 4, but with this enchanted book, we should be able to get Power 5. So after combining like all of these together, it should be a really, really good bow. So that's what I'm hoping for. Maybe I'll even combine these two first, and get the power book first, just so that we can go ahead and maximize our return on this whole entire thing. But yeah, we don't need these, and there we go. And we'll just go through here. This is another one-way door in which you just kind of step on a pressure plate. It retracts a block, and now we're here. You wouldn't even guessed it was there if you were looking. Even if you were looking closely at it. So, there we go. We could set a spawn, but I know that we don't need to. I mean, I guess if there was a time to set a spawn, it would have been before we went into the room with a bunch of blazes. So, you know, we're not going to worry too much about that right now. But for now, we just kind of can see like the nice scenery with the different lights just guiding us across the nice landscape across here. I forget, are slabs of dirt a thing in the new update, or is that still like only a modded thing? Because I know that slabs of stone are a thing, but I genuinely do forget if dirt was a thing. So, I mean, I still don't think anyone's actually been watching the entire stream, but like, I am curious if like, if someone is just lurking in the background. I don't think I see anyone view. Oh, there is. Oh, there's one person watching now, but I'm pretty sure that's myself. But yeah, anyway. If anyone would pop on and tell me if there are slabs of dirt, I would be interested. It would be weird to have slabs of dirt, but I mean, because I can't complain about too much. Oh yeah, and also these slabs were like done before the update, so it didn't even have like the water properly. That maybe should. Let me start that sentence over. That maybe should be something I change in a future update if I ever do update the map. I do have some changes that I want to be able to implement, but I normally wait a little bit to implement those features just to make sure that, you know, I'm not coming up with a new update like every couple of days like I did at the beginning of the map's lifespan. I like to be able to just do a bunch of updates at once and call it good, you know. But anyway, there's not really much room to put stuff inside of the ender chest here, so we're just going to kind of stick with what we got. I think that maybe having some extra arrows won't be a bad thing, because, you know, we already know that this is the Dragon Breath mission, and who else would you be able to get the dragon from than the one, the only, Ender Dragon. And if you did watch the first part, we also read the Legend of Mikeel, the one storybook by history that we read, which was like a legend kind of that was it basically told of someone who was like collecting 5 items to be able to be immortal. I think you're kind of seeing where this is going already now that you like see that this Dragon's Breath mission is going to be the main one we do. like the last one. But yeah, it's like the Mikhail was able to use those 5 items before he was banished from his village. And in shame of what he did to himself, he banished himself to a different dimension. And guess what that dimension was? But the one we are going into. So that's kind of like the lore I put to the Ender Dragon. That's actually Mikhail who is there. We also still have our attack rod too, which does have mending on it if we did ever want to repair it. I think I'm still going to keep this knife because, this isn't... The dragon really isn't... Well, nah, we'll use this sword. Do we have any more room in the under chest? Nope, we don't. So I'm going to put the better sword in my under chest so that I can use that one once I die and have the other one on me. Oh, right, we were supposed to return to the labs to combine my stuff, wasn't I? Oh. In the ground, was it just ender chests or was there anvils? Nope, okay. So that was something I meant to do because the bow actually will help us in this fight. So sorry for the delay in stream, but we are going to go ahead and row our boat all the way back to the nether portal to be able to go ahead and enchant our bow. Again, it would have been a lot easier if I had just done it there because, this is a relatively long boat ride, although it does create a bit of scenery. I like being able to just, travel through an area. As much as nothing has been built here, it just feels tranquil that you would be able to just ride your boat through a nice jungle that's been lit up with the stars and the moon. Everything's just set up to be all nice and neat. But yeah, let's go ahead. I think we're almost there. Almost. Just around this bend. I thought that was where it was going to be, but maybe not. Alright, now we are here. Yeah, I don't know why the portals are glitching so much. I feel like that should definitely be something they fix. Especially since I know that some players might have a little bit more sensitivity than others to the shakiness of the camera whenever that happens. But anyway, this is where we want to go. Do I have any of the potions on me? Nope, I'm going to have to grab them out of my under chest. The bottles of enchanting, I mean. If I go ahead and throw it, maybe I'd be able to repair my attack rod, a little bit. Not that I necessarily need to all that much. It is an attack rod, so you can use it to be able to, hook onto an enemy and bring it back towards you if you wanted to do that. Heck, that's probably something I might, if I remember, try and use on the ghasts, because ghasts tend to be difficult to be able to get sometimes. But we'll see. So we'll just move this next to the food. So we wanted to combine this bow with this one. That costs 8. That costs 7. So we'll go ahead and combine it to the bow of everlasting instead. Then we'll be able to go ahead and do this. Only 3, that's good. We're very close to 3 already. Be able to bow of everlasting. 3 levels. How much will this cost? 15, but then we get flame, punch 2, infinity 1, unbreaking, power 5. So that's a really, really good bow. That actually truly would be the ultimate bow. Except, it doesn't have mending, but I don't think you're allowed to put mending onto a bow with infinity anyway. So, there's that. Anyway. It's weird that they nerfed that because it was originally meant to be as a way to make it so that for people who are flying with elytra, they wouldn't be able to just draw their bow back and be able to use a bunch of arrows to be able to fly around. But after they implemented rockets into the game, no one was using that method of flight anymore. So, it just seemed weird to me that it's like, oh, they made it like, oh, you only can do one or the other. Like, obviously it was a little bit overpowered, but I don't think it needed to be done like that. I think the infinity and mending are kind of like mutually exclusive enough. Obviously they're definitely similar to make the bow last a bit longer and your supplies to last a bit longer, but still. I'm wondering how much it would cost if I did it the opposite way around. Yeah, 19. So definitely we're doing it the right way. 15. And there we go. We have a really awesome bow for our fight. And now we can go ahead, head upstairs, be able to face this dragon, and be on our merry way. But anyway, I'm probably going to end the stream in half an hour, is what I'm planning on at least. That's what I think anyway. We'll see how things go, but that was my plan. I feel like my, I was thinking my headphones kind of like unsettled themselves into not being as comfortable, so I think that's a little bit better now. Nope, right, I'm facing this direction. We need to face in this direction. I do want to play with an add-on to do that though, because, I know I'm talking about this like completely out of the blue. Let's just put a little bit of context. So I've been working on Minecraft add-ons for a long time now. Well, not a long time. It feels like a long time because I've just been working like non-stop trying to make like the thing work, and eventually I did make it work. So I just started creating a bunch. I have 3 already made, but one of them I just released today because that one was like one I started on first, was able to make a video of, and I just really wanted to get it out there so people could see it. And that's to stop Enderman from griefing your worlds even when mob griefing is on. I also created 2 others, which I don't think I'm going to spoil what they are quite yet, but one I want to do, which I think is possible when I was looking at the code for this, for the boats, is that I want to make it so that you can actually look behind in the boats, because I'm trying to look behind me right now, but it's like I'm just locked in this plane in which I can't like turn like 360 or anything. I want to be able to turn 360. Maybe that makes it so that it's harder to steer the boat, but I also just think that like I don't know. I'll have to play with it, but I really want to make it so that I don't have to like be trapped and I can see a little bit more of what's going around me instead of, rowing to be able to see things and doing all that stuff. It just seems like more of a hassle in that kind of a way, personally. I guess I could have combined these, because it has Unbreaking and Knockback. We'll worry about that later. For this fight, it doesn't matter. Unbreaking and Knockback aren't going to be like the deciders in this battle. Although Unbreaking will help, so maybe once I get back to the lab. I forget what enchantments I'm allowed to use, if there are any that I'm allowed to use, but if I can get that, I will. Anyway, we should be all good. I'm going to put those into there. So we have a bit of arrows extra. I think I didn't collect some arrows because I was like saying, oh, I don't want arrows, but for now, it doesn't matter. We have a bunch of arrows. We're just prepared. So I think we're good now. I think. I just don't want to head back, so there's that too. And now we're in the end. And now we can go ahead and collect this. Aztech package drop, we have a lab key, and we have a breath collection unit. So the breath collection unit is what we can go ahead and grab the dragon's breath from. The lab key will be able to help us get back. I see the Ender Dragon's health bar. And let's go ahead and head on up. Here's the arena, which we can get him. There he is right there. But we have to like work our way all the way around the towers to be able to get all of these healing crystals out of the way, because it's going to be very difficult to be able to attack him with those healing crystals enabled. So I'm going to try and get these with the, or actually, can I get it with the attack rod? I wonder if that's possible too. I did be able to destroy it. They're also gas because once we went over that tripwire, we were able to get that. Why am I doing the poison potions right now? I should not be doing the poison potions. Okay. I think this happened on Sunfire's Let's Play too. That like I got transported to this part in which I can't actually work my way back up to the surface. So let me get my keyboard ready and go game mode C. That way I can fly. We'll not cheat all the way. We'll cheat myself to the entrance. And then game mode A for adventure. So there we go. The attack rod can, in fact, go ahead and help us out without... Okay. Regeneration, please. Oh, wait, I'm not that dead yet, so we're not going to worry about regeneration quite right now. But, yeah, exactly the same thing happened. So I can go ahead and change the game mode C. I'm just going to cheat to here because I don't want to keep doing this again and again. So then we can go here. There we go. I'm going to eat and have regen enabled just so that I can call it good. Where can I... How did I hit this before? I don't know. I'm just going to use the bow. So there we go. We can go ahead and hop down here. Be able to get this guy up here. Oh yeah, our mission is also to be able to get the dragon's breath. I remember that now too. I also don't know why my poison arrows are being prioritized. I'm going to move around my arrows in my inventory so that I don't waste all of them in this fight while taking out, you know, things that don't need poison arrows to be destroyed. I'm glad I have feather falling. I think I have feather falling anyway. Yeah, I'm glad I have feather falling because this is definitely helping in this battle. Like, that's definitely something I knew I wanted and something that I'm glad I have. Man, he just keeps hitting me all over the place. Like, it's really hard for me to be able to really stay on. What game difficulty is this anyway? I think it's just default to normal. So anyway, because we're able to take out these guys in one shot, it's not necessary for us to go ahead and use poison arrows anyway, so we'll just go ahead and get them. Very easy, take out the gas to try and get rid of at least one extra distraction. We already took care of this tower, we already took care of this tower. I don't think we took care of this. I don't see anything on the top of that tower, so I'll check that. Oh, I think there's a little bit of dragon breath. Yep, I was able to get it. We now have dragon's breath. So that was the whole point of the mission. We now have successfully done our mission. Now it's just a matter of whether or not we want to give it to Dr. Martin or not. We can make that decision later rather than worrying about, oh, I guess we failed the mission. You know, we don't have really a choice in the matter. I can't really get it from this angle. I'm going to try and get it here. I want to be able to eat a little bit more. Go up to this one. Bam. And then hopefully I'm going to try and get to the top of that tower, then get the other one from that vantage point, just so that I can save a bit of time, since I know that the dragon is in fact right on my tail, and I don't want him to be able to ruin all of my plans. And up, get him. Oh, I got it. You saw the explosion, you saw it. But anyway, that was all we needed to do. If you didn't know, there was a staircase down that led to a one-way door for us to be able to exit right here. But we don't need to show that off quite right now. I will anyway, though. As much as this is a little bit cheating, I give myself permission since I am the map creator. We can go ahead and go all the way down. See, there's a spiral staircase. I'm just going to fall down it. There's just a pressure plate here. It opens up the door on both sides. And then it closes it again eventually so that, you know, it's one way. You can't get to the top of the tower that way going back. But, you know, it's still a nice way for you to be able to be nice and happy. It makes it so that you don't have to go all the way back round down again to be able to go ahead and Be successful. What did I just do? Did that just like knock him back? I feel like I just punched the dragon backward because he just flew backward into that pillar for some strange, bizarre reason. And get that gassed. Oop. I don't believe we're worrying too much right now. Oh, was able to fly down there. He is in the middle though. Oh, that definitely knocked him back. That most definitely knocked him back. I mean, look at that. He almost looks like he's doing the death animation. Like, where is he? Oh, he's charging up for an attack, isn't he? I just realized that. Okay. He's all the way up there. And now he was able to just be able to dive down. Yeah, I don't know how to avoid that attack because maybe if I had like an ender pearl or something, I could teleport away. But I didn't want anyone to be able to get ender pearls because I know for a fact. Why do I keep doing that? I hit him with an arrow and he just like goes into this like ranged attack mode. So whenever he's in the middle, I'm not going to attack him with arrows. I'm only going to attack him with arrows when he's not in the middle. So there he goes. Just going to go ahead and try and get me. And I wasn't really able to dodge it there though. Oh, I was able to get in there. Yep. Come on, I can get him. He's distracted. Be able to get critical hits on him. We're doing lots of damage because we do have our sharpness 5 sword. So we're able to get him that way, eat a little bit of bread. And more ghasts have spawned, but that's fine because they're one-hit kills. It's very simple to be able to do this. So then, get this. Maybe even make the ghast hit the ender dragon while we're like in the middle. Perhaps. I'm actually curious if that would hurt him. I'm not sure if it would, but you know, it's something we can try and do. Oh my sword is like nearly broke. And something I really want to save for the final boss battle, so I'm going to keep my eye on that. Try and make it so that like I don't use up all of its durability. Seriously, it just bounces him back. I mean, seriously, it's just bouncing off of him. Like I go ahead and like hit him, and he just like goes all the way back there for some reason. I was able to hit him there though. I guess that's one way to avoid it. If he ever tries to attack me straight on, I just go ahead and hit him right in the face. And that's that. Come on. Come on, I can do this. Come on. Stop knocking him back. I just want to hit him. Oh, he went right through the wall. And I think, yep, that killed him. That was the final hit. He didn't need to have the final hit while in the middle, though. That was something that I was really curious about if that was true, that you can only hit him while he was in the middle. But apparently it's false. So there we go. Got the egg. We can't really get it because, you know, we actually are in adventure mode and can't be able to break blocks. But there we go. Now we can go ahead and probably combine these two swords. Maybe get unbreaking if we can. But we'll see. Oh, right. Psst, I forgot about this. Because the fight, because there's no command blocks, the game can't detect when the fight is over. So the gas will basically just keep spawning until the eggs run out. I'm wondering if any of the dispensers actually have eggs at the top. I'm curious about this mostly just because like I know that in the old console edition when I was like testing this, it did sometimes make it so that the eggs weren't quite in sync because like the eggs are in a dropper beneath this dispenser, but oftentimes you would see like eggs left over because it accidentally like activated twice and made it so that they went up the top. But that apparently hasn't happened, which means that I guess my redstone's pretty good, you know. But yeah. Anyway, we can skip that. We do have the dragon's breath. We have respawned here, and we also have the lab key too. So we can go ahead, go up our staircase. All the way up. Be able to place lab key in there. It'll be able to dispense there and allow for us to go inside. And there we go. Yep, not seeing anyone commenting on the video, so pretty sure I'm still alone. But yeah, the biology department, tube deposit, press if you failed the mission. Now, here's a secret that I'm going to tell you. If you fail the mission, you are going to need to do another mission. However, if you give him it, you won't be able to do this mission because, well, it's not necessary for you to do the mission. So I'm going to do the mission first, but if you do select this, you are allowed to put the dragon's breath in anyway after you do it, just so that, you'd be able to go ahead and, apologize for lying about, having failed the mission. Dr. Martin will appreciate you a little bit more. But anyway, we're going to press for failing the mission. It'll give us this. It'll say, I see, or Dr. Martin, this is written by Dr. Martin, by the way. So it's called Foolish Recruit. I see you have defeated the dragon without obtaining his breath first, and this will not do. This will not do at all. How are you so blind to see destroying the source of the dragon's breath defeats any chance of me being able to retrieve it anymore? But that's besides the point. I grant you access to the biology department, but not to my office. You will have to prove your worth before you come to me. Go into the biology department and find the dark essence extraction room. There will be your next mission. I'll have more instructions there. Just remember that you're the only one to blame in not doing the task correctly the first time. But yeah, originally you weren't actually supposed to be able to fail the mission. I added this after because I failed the mission accidentally. I forgot to grab the dragon's breath. I was in the end. I defeated the dragon. I came here and it was like, oh, I'm stuck. I can't do anything. So I created this whole entire, choose your own adventure. You get to the same ending of the map anyway. It's more like an illusion of choice than it is an actual choice. But you just kind of are able to do that. So anyway, we have this. We're able to go into here. This is another area of the interrogation sector. Janitorial versus us. I'm wondering if I should keep these arrows. Nah. We'll not worry about them for now. As much as I could keep them, as well as the balls of enchanting. I just feel like it's going to be a lot of inventory space. So anyway, janitorial versus us. This is written by Anonymous, I believe. Yeah, Anonymous. Whenever we hire new interrogators for use within the interrogation sector, they often do not appreciate the appearance of our offices within the laboratory. They say that it looks too much like it is a part of the janitorial sector. I don't think they realize how much the two departments intertwine. Janitors act much like us here in the interrogation sector. We keep to our own business and keep quiet when we observe the chaos that occurs within the labs. We do not speak out. If we did, we risk the chance of being terminated from the company by Dr. Martin. In many cases, the janitorial sector and the interrogation sector even work together. We've been able to find a lot of dirt on various enemies of the company, including actual employees working here, by utilizing these resources. The janitorial sector observes more than you'd think. They're always there when the beans are spilt. And so are we. Anyway, we can go ahead and burn that book now. Anything else we can burn? Probably not, because we actually want to keep this. We'll keep the dragon's breath there, but fire resistance. So if you remember, in Dirt Finders, you actually probably got a small glimpse of it there. There's a whole entire area here. So if you find this, Dirt Finders specialized hidden tube deposit. So you can go ahead and put the information that you gathered from the labs when you were hired by Dirt Finders. You can go ahead and place that in here. And then you get a Tome of Undying. In the actual map, I think you got an extra book or something of your next mission or whatever. But I decided the Tome of Undying was a pretty good prize for you to be able to go ahead and have if you were going to go ahead and find that very secret. I didn't want it to be a real sorry about that. I didn't want it to be a really lame prize or anything. I wanted to make it a little bit cooler. So anyway, we're just going to kill these guys. I made it open because, I thought it would be fun to have it open, in which you can see them, they can see you. Mostly so you can see like their name tagged as test subject. But, they do hurt and they do give you slowness. So they're not that great of people. Anyway. I keep saying that I don't need the arrows, but I keep grabbing them anyway. I'm not going to read the books in the biological department. Like, they're good books. I'm not saying that they're bad. It's just that I think that if you want to read them, you should read them yourself. Because they are good, and I think that it would be better served if, I didn't read every single book I came across. Anyway, we have those there. We have two things, Dark Essence and Apology. Let's read the Dark Essence one first, because Dark Essence is basically our mission. So this one's written by Dr. Martin. Since you did not want to perform well in retrieving the dragon's breath, here is your alternative. Dark Essence is collected from a sample found deep within ancient ruin. There is a time limit in going through the trials, so you will need to speed through to survive. If you do not meet the time limit, you will be burnt by lava. Like on your Vite Flesh mission, we have provided a camp for you to set up and rest at if necessary. You will enter and exit through the portal. The tube deposit should be next to it. I'd wish you good luck, but for this mission, you will need good obedience. Don't forget your mission this time. Dr. Martin obviously is a little bit salty about you not being able to get his dragon's breath for you, but nonetheless, that's just how it is. So anyway, I'm going to drink a little bit. This is written by intern Steven, by the way. It's titled An Apology. It appears as though Dr. Martin won't let you into his office until you retrieve his demands. I don't want you to risk your life again for me in retrieving this Dark Essence, but I don't have a choice at this point. Unless, of course, you somehow have the dragon's breath on you. There is still time to input that item into the tube deposit at the entrance of the biology apartment. If you don't have this, I wish you good luck in this mission. Be quick and fast. The faster you go, the less likely you will be a fail. I will find another way to end this. You worry about your mission, and I'll worry about mine. So, obviously his, goal through all this was if you don't give Dr. Martin his dragon's breath, he won't be able to be fine, and he won't be able to overpower you, or be overpowered and reach his final form. But obviously the Dark Essence will in fact be able to make him reach his final form, just to make the story a little bit more consistent, Yeah, that's true. I don't actually have any anvils nearby that I can access in this area. So we're just going to use bows for this mission to be able to attack enemies. Nonetheless, we can just go ahead and go through. Put these back. And maybe take care of these guys, because I know that they will fire at us if we don't. Yeah, I'll admit that having the holes in these things, it seemed like a cool idea, but it definitely makes it so that, you're basically just killing every single test subject you come across, Anyway, let's go here. We can set spawn, just in case. We do have a Tome of Undying, though, just in case we do end up trying to die. Or, we won't try to die, but, we might. Anyway. But we'll head down. And we also have an enchanted apple. The enchanted apple will, in fact, be able to give us fire resistance if we require it. But we also have fire resistance potions here. So anyway, just in case you didn't have any, there are also bows and arrows inside of here. But it's basically the same thing that we did for the secret area. So we're able to just go ahead and use these arrows to be able to go ahead and shoot at all of these targets. This first one isn't timed, so it doesn't matter how quickly you do them, but the later ones will be timed, as you might be able to see eventually as we go on throughout this trial. So all of them should have been done. Yep, it opens. It also means that you can go ahead and go through here, because it opens it and allows for you to go over a pressure plate there. you're not avoiding a pressure plate by going this way either, since there is also a pressure plate here. Both activate a timer that leads for you to be able to go through the mission at a certain speed. So as we go through here, it'll spawn some flamed guardians. As you can see, this is where you could have entered to be able to go to this section. We'll be able to take on all of these. Also, by the way, there are nothing in these dispensers, so don't have to worry about anything. Not like anything's going to drop through the ceiling anyway. Because if we go through here, it's already done. I believe the timer continues anyway, if I'm correct. So let's just look back here, see how much extra time we had in this part of the trial. We had quite a bit of extra time, it seems. It doesn't seem like anything's coming down now. Because the dispenser is still fine. Nothing in it. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Is my redstone not working, or is it just really slow? It's just really slow. Okay, so then the lava drops down. So that was the easiest level. It really takes a lot of time if you do fail to do that one. I forget how many trials of this there are, though. I think there's 5, but I don't remember. I don't remember precisely. But yeah, we have these flamed guardians here that try and distract you. You are also able to drop down here. That's the reason you have the overhead compartment anyway, because if you don't have a fire resistance potion, you wouldn't be able to work your way the way you came normally to be able to go through the trials. Because, obviously the lava would drop down, you would die and basically just be stuck. So this is just a way for you to be able to go through without worrying about that. Now, obviously, this one's going to be a little bit of a shorter timer, but we're not going to wait for that one. I think we'll wait for the last one once we reach that. But we're not going to worry about any of that for now. Oh, right, I'm using an infinity bow, aren't I? That actually will definitely make it so that we won't run out of arrows at all. Get this one, and get this one. There we go. We're able to go through. No lava yet. I think this is the last one. I think. So you get this guy, bam, bam, bam. And in fact, you also do have to hit all of them without any of the arrows despawning. So if an arrow despawns while it's on the target, that means that you actually need to be able to shoot it again. But anyway, we were able to get through. I'm just pretty good at archery, so obviously it's not that big of a timer deal for me. The first time I was testing it, I think it was very hard for me to be able to get through the first time. But yeah, anyway, there we go. That's the amount of extra time we had by the time that was done. But yeah, we have a chest here with all the kinds of balls of enchantment. We're just going to take the crystal shards though, and we have dark essence. So we're able to go ahead, bring that back, and go over this. Okay. There's 2 ways to handle this situation. One is a manly way, and one is this way. Yeah, that wasn't even really that fast at all. The zombies are still spawning as we speak. But yeah, let's go ahead and go before they pathfind to us and be able to close that off so that they're not able to come back. There we go. We're back here. Now we can go through the portal. Be able to be all happy and stuff. And deposit this into the tube. So now Dr. Martin's office should be open. But anyway, finally, I have it. Well, while this may be not quite as potent as the dragon's breath, it will do. I admit that I did not expect you to come back alive. Hopefully, you do not feel unappreciated for all your hard work you have done for me, including getting this final ingredient for my plan. I acknowledge both my strange verbiage and my often harsh tone towards you, and I apologize if I ever scared you or intimidated you. I can admit I have been cryptic about your mission so far. I just want you to know that your work has a purpose. It has a meaning. It is hard to explain here in writing. We must talk in person. I grant you access to my office. You will have to travel down the halls of the biology department to reach me. Meet me there. We have so much to talk about. So there we go. We have that. But of course, we also still have the dragon's breath. So I'm going to go ahead and deposit that into the other tube deposit and be able to get rewarded in the other way that we want to be able to do. So here, if I go ahead and find it, here it is. Tube deposit. There. I'm glad you returned this item to me. I was worried you would get lost and not be able to obtain this amazing substance here. And this is far better than the alternative dark essence. I will use this instead. For granting me this item, I will allow you access to the basement floor of the biology department. Hopefully you can appreciate the various experiments we run around here as you make your way through. I acknowledge both my strange verbiage and my often harsh tone towards you. I apologize if I ever... Yeah, that's the same message that we read before. So we already have read that. So now we can go this way, which you may have noticed I didn't actually travel to before. I see a mosquito on my wall. I thought it was a fruit fly originally, but actually apparently must have been. I have no idea if I got bitten at all earlier, but we'll see. Anyway, we can go like down and all this stuff. How about we'll go down in the next episode? Now it's starting to pick up. The story is starting to come to a close. But yeah, this is like approaching 2 hours of the stream. And hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. I would promise it would go on forever, but that would be a lie. Subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. And Behind the Frontline will have the full stream archive uploaded to it if you do want to be able to check that out. But until next time, this has been Frontline, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye. And